2018 was a peculiar year for the NFL as a new red-hot phenom burst onto the scene. His name? Patrick Mahomes. In his first year as a starter, Mahomes put together an MVP season, scoring 52 total touchdowns and throwing for 5,000 yards through the air, as well as bringing the Chiefs to the long-awaited AFC Championship game where they'd face off against Tom Brady and the Patriots. The GOAT was on the tail end of his career and was seeking his 6th Super Bowl win with the long-reigning dynasty that spanned almost 20 years by this point. New England received the ball first and started off with a strong run by Sony Michel, who made a great cutback and gashed KC's defense for a quick first down. Played later, Brady faked it to him and hit Gronk on a quick dig over the middle for another first. They continued to methodically work their way down the field with a balanced attack of runs and short throws by Brady until on 3rd and 7, Brady fired to Edelman on a deep spot route to set them up in the red zone. Another gashing run by Michel got them down to the 6, and on the next play, the back took another carry to get them to the goal line. Brady followed the fullback up the gut and plowed through Anthony Hitchens for the first score of the game, taking the lead. Chiefs were left on 3rd and long early, where Mahomes tossed a heater over the middle that missed, but it was because of an obvious hold on the defense that gave him a fresh set of downs. After 2 more misses by Mahomes left them on 3rd and 10, the QB drop back was almost instantly spun down by Kyle Van Noy, who got free off a stunt, and they'd be forced to boot it away with Colquitt on 4th and 24. Starting with great field position on KC's side of the field, New England continued to slice and dice the Chiefs' defense, with Michel setting up short 3rd downs by falling forward for a few each carry and allowing Brady to convert through the air until they were knocking on the door again. From the 5, Michel carried it to the goal line before getting stuffed on his 2nd try, and on 3rd and goal from the goal line, Brady faked it to him before making an uncharacteristic mistake, tossing it straight to the linebacker Reggie Ragland, trying to get it to Gronk, and the Chiefs would get to exhale for now. A quick hand grenade to Kelsey set up 3rd and 1 for the Chiefs, but a handoff to Damian Williams went nowhere, and they'd have to punt it back to Brady again early in the 2nd quarter. On 2nd and 7, Brady overshot Gronk, nearly throwing another interception to Eric Berry, but maintained his composure on 3rd and 7, stepping up and lofting a back shoulder ball to James White, who I don't think actually maintained control of the ball here, but he was given the catch nevertheless. The Pats picked up a few more first downs that got them to midfield, but stalled out on 3rd and 1 as Michel couldn't find a gap on the edge, and they'd fake like they were going for it on 4th, but took a delay of game penalty before actually punting it back to the Chiefs. Quickly finding themselves on 3rd down again, Mahomes faked a jet handoff to Hill before easing to his left, and with Van Noy failing to get a hold of him, tossing a high ball to Watkins for their first conversion of the game. The very next play, Mahomes faked to Williams before loading up and gunning it deep to Tyreek Hill, who caught it going down inside New England's 25. For all the football nerds out there, this is the same Wasp play that won them the Super Bowl a year later. Mahomes missed the wide open Williams on the next play, and on 3rd and 9, Mahomes tried scrambling, but he was hounded and brought down from behind, knocking them out of field goal range, and they'd once again come up empty nearing the end of the half. Michel picked up another first down to start the drive with a bruising run for 9. Brady found White in the flat for another conversion, and a quick hitting screen to him got the back loose and galloping through defenders all the way down near field goal range, where he took the next carry around the edge to the 29, and on 2nd and 1, Brady lofted it to Phillip Dorsett in the end zone, and the receiver easily hauled it in and put the Patriots up 14-0 with less than 30 seconds left in the half. Demetrius Harris's return set up the Chiefs with good field position past the 40, where Mahomes was stripped by Van Noy on 1st down, but managed to fall on the ball before they just allow time to elapse and take it to half where they'd receive the ball. On the first 3rd down of the 2nd half, Mahomes rolled right and delivered a moon ball to Sammy Watkins, who caught it behind Steph Gilmore, stumbling down near the 10, where Mahomes instantly hit Kelsey come over the middle for their first score of the game, cutting New England's lead in half 14-7, and more importantly, giving the fans and the team some juice with plenty of game left. Pats didn't make any halftime adjustments offensively, trying some more balanced play calling with short throws mixed in with heavy runs. Their drive would come to a halt as Chris Jones knocked down an almost certain first down throw intended for Gronk, and they'd be forced to punt it back to Mahomes. A nice draw by Williams got them out of their end zone for a quick first, but a penalty and another sack would leave them on 3rd and forever, where they weren't able to move the chains, and Colquitt would once again boot it to the Pats. Starting at KC's 37, Brady followed a minuscule first down play with a back shoulder ball to Chris Hogan, who pulled it in, taking a big hit for a first down, but an illegal pick play and a few unsuccessful ones would force New England to settle for a field goal to widen their lead to 10 again with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs methodically picked their way to midfield on the next drive with some sidearm Mahomes magic, and with a busted coverage on Williams, they were able to get into the red zone, where Mahomes seemingly missed Kelsey on 2nd down, but JC Jackson was flagged for pass interference on the play, making contact early and turning him around. On the very next play, Mahomes rolled right with Damian Williams and found him in the end zone for the score, cutting New England's lead down to only 3 early in the 4th quarter. Still poised, Brady instantly hit Edelman for a big gain over the middle before going back to the ground and pounding the rock and checking it down for a few more first downs, but eventually, left on 4th and inches, Belichick decided to go for it, but Burkhead was snagged in the backfield and they'd come up empty on a crucial 4th quarter drive. Mahomes wasn't able to get anything going on the next drive, however, as the Chiefs quickly went 3 and out, ending with a pressured throw away from the QB. The punt was very interesting, as the ball took a good bounce for the Chiefs, and Edelman seemingly touched the ball, unable to haul it in, resulting in the gunner, Garrick Dieter, grabbing it and quickly scoring a touchdown. The review for this play took literally forever as the refs reviewed 4 different camera angles to determine if the ball ever touched Edelman's hands or bicep, and eventually the conclusion was that the ball never touched him, and the score was wiped off the board. After a minuscule run, Brady tossed a high ball over the middle for Edelman, who tipped it up in the air, and right to Sorensen, who picked it off, taking it deep into New England territory to set up the Chiefs pretty. Mahomes started with a quick throw to Tyreek that looked complete, but actually hit the ground upon review before rolling right and dropping off a perfectly called screen to Williams, who waltzed down the sideline and ended the end zone with zero resistance to take the lead, 17-21 halfway through the fourth quarter. On 2nd and 7, Brady tried Edelman over the middle again, but the throw was way behind him, and the Pats would benefit from a roughing the passer call as Brady took a brutal hit from Chris Jones. I mean, we're lucky he's just not in a wheelchair after this one, good God. Finding themselves on 3rd and long, Brady stood in and fired to Chris Hogan, who hauled it in with Scandrick draped all over him to get into Chiefs territory, but Andy Reid decided to challenge the catch because of some ball movement while Hogan was going to the ground, and after another lengthy review, it seems like Hogan kept the ball from touching the ground, so the call on the field stood, and the Patriots would continue their drive. Burkhead ripped off a big run, galloping through a wide open hole for 14 next, for a tight catch and stumble forward by Gronk got them into the red zone, where a couple of short gains left New England short again on 4th down, with the Chiefs defense plugged up the wrong gap. Michelle took a nice jaunt into the end zone untouched for another lead flipping score to put them up 24-21 with 3.5 on the clock. Mahomes tried Kelsey on a quick zig on 2nd and 10, but he fumbled the ball with New England recovering it, but the turnover was erased by a holding call on J.C. Jackson on the other side of the play. The Chiefs would be assisted by penalties again on the next play as Mahomes was hit low for a roughing call, and Jackson pushed off Sammy Watkins, resulting in a pass interference. Mahomes almost threw a pick in the end zone next, but luckily for him it was dropped, and on the very next play, Watkins got wide open on the wheel route off a nice rub that got him rolling down the sideline where he cut back in, going down at the 2-yard line. From the gun, Williams took the handoff next and dashed between some great blocks to take the lead again, 24-28, with 2 minutes left in the game. Brady instantly answered with a bullet to Edelman on the dig over the middle to get them into Chiefs territory before hitting Hogan near the sideline on a deep out, but after another review, the pass was incomplete, and on 3rd and 10, Brady tried dumping it down to Gronk, but the ball was high and tipped right to Charvarius Ward, who fumbled the intercepted ball out of bounds. The game should have been over then and there, but Kansas City's edge rusher D Ford was head and shoulders over the fucking line of scrimmage, and Brady would get another chance to get the first down, and that he did. Lofting it up to Gronk over Eric Berry, and the tight end would fall backwards inside the 4-yard line, where Burkhead followed the fullback and fell forward into the end zone, wresting away the lead once more, making the score 31-28 with only 39 seconds left on the clock and 1 timeout for Mahomes to work with. Starting at the 30, Mahomes avoided a sack while rolling right and firing upfield to Spencer Ware, who had to dive for the catch inbounds, and they'd take their final timeout. With a free play from an offsides defender, Mahomes lofted up a touch ball over the middle to Demarcus Robinson to get them into the red zone, where Mahomes would take a peek on the first snap, but just throw it away and leave it in the hands of Butker, who booted it right down the middle, tying up the game, and New England would be satisfied to just take it to overtime with a kneel down. Kansas City lost the coin toss, and the Patriots would pivotally receive the ball with a chance to win the game. They picked up right where they left off, as Brady found Hogan between zones on the sideline for a quick first. A few plays later on 3rd and 9, he tossed to Edelman over the middle again, this time taking a big hit and stumbling forward into Chiefs territory. 2 plays later, with another crucial 3rd and long, Brady delivered to Edelman again, just past the sticks for another clutch conversion, getting them into field goal range. 2 more misses led to another 3rd and 10, where Gronk cooked Berry with a quick slant and he'd go down at the 15, where Burkhead took a dive play up the middle completely untouched until he was tripped up right at the 5, setting up 1st and goal. Brady handed it to him again, and the back spun backwards going down at the 2, and on the very next play, Burkhead punched it straight up the gut and into the end zone to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl, with Mahomes watching from the sideline. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and click the thumbs up on the video if you liked it. Also, I'd really appreciate if you guys could join my Patreon for early access to new videos, and I have exclusive game reactions that I can't post here on YouTube, like my reaction to this year's Super Bowl. Anyways guys, I have a video about the Super Bowl that followed this game, and I have a new tier list video ranking every starting quarterback going into 2025, so go check it out. Peace!